Alright, what's up guys? I'm Adam Hack, standing next to the Blindmaro, my 79 Camaro. We got like the first nice day of 2019 here in Ohio. However, last week it snowed, barely snowed, it only stuck around for a few hours. It was enough time for some people to wad their cars up in the ditch, so they went out there and sprayed salt everywhere, and well, it hasn't rained very well yet, so that's still all on the ground, and waiting for a good rain to wash that away, because I was looking forward to actually having this out, driving it this weekend, maybe post some videos of some shenanigans on a closed private road. Anyhow, today I want to talk about the suspension of this car. Now in the last video we talked about the motor, trans, you know, it's 4 speeds, LS1, all that stuff. Today we're gonna move on from that, because not only does the car have to go fast, but it needs to handle well too. You know, it's a full package here. So the suspension setup on the front end of the car is tubular upper and lower control arms, coil springs, and Viking Crusader shocks. These springs and control arms came from ProTouringFbody.com. Dave at Pro Touring F Bodies is a great guy to work with. I had a mix up with a bushing that came in the control arms. I got sent the wrong ones. I called him up, explained what happened. He had the correct parts in the mail the same day, and I got them a couple days later. So wasn't a big deal. Very pleasant experience. Great customer service. Now also from Dave, I have his subframe connectors, solid body bushings. Things I plan to get from Dave are his front sway bar, brace, and the G braces. There is a Hotchkiss bar on here right now. However, it's a very large hollow bar, and it doesn't really fit with the sway bar brace on it. And it was a real pain in the ass to get on the car, being that it was, I think it's an 1.5 inch bar. It was a pretty large sway bar. So I'm going to switch to the Pro Touring F-Body bar, which will be a not a hollow bar, it'll be a solid bar. It's a little bit smaller, but it's solid, so it'll do the same work. And put the sway bar brace on there so we don't rip the sway bar out of the frame during hard cornering. Now, Dave also does a rear suspension setup that still uses leaf springs. He does not do the linked suspension like other manufacturers of aftermarket suspension for second gen F-bodies do. And quite frankly, you don't need them. The leaf springs work fine. His setup works fine. The guy that he sponsors goes out and wins races every year and beats out a lot of the big money cars there with the big money, you know, big brand parts on them. So the proof is right there when it comes to racing. You know, his guys that run his parts on their cars go out and win competitions. And it's not just a competition here or there. They go out and they crush week in, week out. Like, so are the parts affordable? Yes. Are they good quality? Yes. Do they have a race proven winning history? Yes, they do. So that's one of, you know, many reasons I went with Dave. Also, Dave's just a little guy. He's like a one-man band. You know, he has people that come in there and help him out, but primarily one-man band. So he's a little guy. He's like me. I'm a little guy. I'm broke as a joke. Just trying to go fast, build a car, and that kind of resonated with me too. Another reason why I went with Dave. Now for this car, like I said in the last video, we're going with the Calvert Caltrax and the Calvert split monoleaf springs, along with the 9-inch. The 9-inch was ordered through Dave for all the various reasons I listed before. I like working with Dave. I like the customer support, the availability of him, be able to talk to him, ask questions. I just called him last week trying to figure out, you know, when to expect it or etc. They're very backlogged right now, so I'll probably be waiting for a while, but that's all right. Not his fault that parts are backlogged right now. It's spring, everybody's trying to build race car parts or buy race car parts. So that's what's going on with this. Eventually, as far as the chassis upgrades too, along with the extra bracing up front, this will get a cage in it. I don't know when. That'll be expensive. There's a company in Pennsylvania that had picked out, I've seen their work online. They did John Dock's Camaro, put the cage in it. It fits the car very well. Looking online, they've done plenty of second gens, and I like the way they had did the cages in those cars. So I'd like to go that route with them at least. So this is an all-purpose car. It's not a super, badass autocross car, but it's not a super badass straight car either. It's pretty good at both. Now, the only thing that I did not get from Dave would be the steering box. The GM, I think it was the 600 series box, was like not available at the time, and the ones that were available, they wanted a lot of money for, like $1,000 for a steering box. No, this box came from Detroit Axle, and it's 12-to-1 ratio, so lock to lock. It's 2 turns. Car kind of handles like a go-kart, which is what I wanted. And there's a little bit of slop in it, but it's not bad. The steering box actually is out of a '98 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it just bolted right in. Not a big deal. It was a very easy swap to do, and it works good enough, especially for the price. It was like $160, and I think that was even with shipping. So not a big deal. Now eventually we are going to take the Blindmaro off, because I don't want to advertise that to my employee or my employer that I have a vision impairment. Like I said, I think they know, but I'm not 100% sure they know. So we're going to keep that on the DL as long as I can, and continue with that route. So this is just a quick video, tell you about the suspension of the car, tell you how great of an experience I had with ProTouringFbody.com and Dave. And if you have a 2nd gen or 1st gen Camaro, go check out their stuff. He mainly focuses on 2nd gen Camaros, but he does offer parts and make parts for 1st gen Camaros. I think he has some Nova stuff on there, and maybe even some Chevelle stuff. I haven't really went over the website with a fine-tooth comb for a while, but he did have some other GM based cars on there. However, primary focus, 2nd gen Camaros. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for taking time to watch the last video. I hope you take time to watch this video, and I hope you appreciate the story and what I'm trying to do here, and continue to watch. And as soon as we get the salt off the roads, we'll go out and do some fun stuff on the street, and take some people for rides, get the reaction. I always like to do that, watch people's reactions when I drop the hammer. So continue to watch, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you all very much.